Well, hello there, and good evening. It's day 2 of the Tetris that we try to make in Rust. Hopefully today even better than yesterday, given that now we are in full HD. Turns out yesterday I had my settings set a bit wrong, and it was only 4080, so now we have full HD and you can admire the moustache in all its might. So yeah, we'll just continue where we left off yesterday and see how far we can go. And hello there, Tinkered. Thanks for already being in chat. First one today. Hope you're doing wonderful. HD moustache, yes, exactly. We can even make a moustacheception if we just even more moustache. Alright, so where we left off yesterday was with the falling part, which is one of the two memories that we have. So we have the falling piece, and it can move down and left and right. And we started by ripping out the old version of the somewhat functioning Tetris and making it way more optimized, like getting rid of about 9 components. And now it's certainly better. And if we activate it, we'll see it can move down, can move to the right, to the left. That's pretty much all it needs to do. So now we could scale it up, but that wouldn't be very helpful, because if there's still a bug or like something we would need to change, and we scaled it all up, well, then we need to do it all over again, right? So we need to get rid of the error in every single component that we set up. And hello there, Horse Honk. Thanks for checking in today as well. Hope you had a splendid day so far. So that's why I think today we should focus on a bit of the control logic, which would take care of the part automatically falling down, checking for the right and left input at the correct times, and maybe we can get a very small scale version up and running. That would be ideal, but that's already quite a lot, I feel like. So we shall see if we can do this. Meaning the portion that we want to copy is this. All of this is kind of what we have already on a smaller scale with these, and that's just the commands we can trigger. And the control logic is where all the timers are. So like this one takes 5 updates, this one 3, and so on. It's actually double, but that's not the point. What did you make last time? I left before the end, that's right. I can step you through. So we not entirely sure where you left off, but first obviously we had the 1, then we scaled it up to 4x4, and now we are by a 16 cell display. And if we spawn in a new piece, it can move down, can move to the left, to the right. That's pretty much all, and we can erase it if we wanted to. That's pretty much what we got out of yesterday, out of the 3 hours that I was online. So let's see, what kind of ticks do we need? If we look at this, we see, okay, this is our orange one, so that one would lower it. Then we have one that is updating, that's the blue lines. And I think the green or the yellow one could be, yes, that's the directions. This one goes over here, and then we have the one direction and then the other direction. I love when you made the logic components you use. Okay, so hopefully that brought you a bit up to speed. But if you or anybody else for that matter is lost at any time, just feel free to ask and I'll try to explain as good as I can. Things tend to get complicated very quickly, but I'll do my best. Okay, let's try to... Okay, so this shall be our clock cycle. And I think we should do it as a kind of flow diagram, because later on we will add more and more to it. Because then we not only have that the pieces are falling down, we check left and right, but we also check if a row is complete, for example, and maybe if the game was lost. So that's a lot of things to take in. But let's see. So first of all, let's make them in the actual colors that we're using for the wires. So we have the down, then we want to send an update, maybe a bit smaller, update. Then we have the check for left. Oh no, that's not the... We are using blue and yellow, okay. Left and right. Then we'll have another update. And for this version, it just should loop afterwards. And the reason why you have it set up like this and not check left and right first and then down is if we have a falling piece, you can imagine, and say this one is static next to it, we want it first to be falling down and then have the check, so we may push it underneath like last second. Okay, so after this there should be a check. Yeah, just have it in black. Check. Bottom. Basically, if the piece cannot fall down any longer, and then if it still can fall down, so the check says a no, should go back over here, And otherwise it should spawn a piece. So from here back again, say yes. Looks wonderful, doesn't it? All right, and the clock we are using, I guess we'll just take the very same, because it's quite neat. The way it works, we have a pulse generator in here, which is like going very fast, and depending if the memory cell is on or not, all of this will like trigger, and it will go into this counter, and if the counter reaches its target, it will activate the next part. So this turns on, this counts up. If this one counted to the target, it will process. And I like it because we can manually set this maybe to take 30. And now you can see this one takes longer. Just ensuring that every part of the circuit is as optimized as we can make it. And the other part is that if we overclock the system, so if we say fast, it still scales up. And if we use timers, for example, that wouldn't work. Of course, timers are time dependent and not dependent on the update tick. So let's put it back to normal speed. It does. All right, good to hear, good to hear. Perfect. Okay, so that's that. Okay, this is just a bit messy, and then afterwards it turns itself off. This is that part, that's that, and over here, yeah, makes sense. At least to me, it does. But hopefully to you soon as well. So, oh, the game sound is a bit down, isn't it? Better. So then we have the counter and we need a blocker. This, and then okay, and just 1, 2 more. Wait. Okay, so those could be all in one line if we wanted to. But do we want to? Yeah, I think we should make it look pretty. So, and 1, and 2, and 3. Connect those to power. And then if this is on, this is our impulse generator. It will go into the increase of the timer. That's why we use the turquoise. No, that's power. And once it reaches its target, all of these branches will be activated. One is responsible for resetting it. Another one is for resetting the counter. Then we'll have one for the signal itself, and one to trigger the next circuit. Yeah, I think that's fine. Good enough to me. So if we make 2 of them, hopefully. Wait, no, I didn't. Oopsie, did I? No. You think? Yeah, I screwed up a little bit. I think now there are 2 identical circuits in each other. No, they aren't. Well, that's good news. So let's get rid of this one. I did not an oopsie, at least not yet. Because we want to paste them with the same offset. Perfect. Okay, and then this one will trigger into here. And repeat. And the last one goes back all the way to the first one. And then we need to supply the power. Okay, looking good. We need a bit more oomph on those. And then those should be increased as well. So let's trigger the first one manually to check if that part is working. Okay, and it's counting up. That's what we want. But this one obviously doesn't have enough power yet. How much does it actually need? Now it has 9. That should be enough. Then clear. Copy that over. And at some point it lost it. Oh well. So first one, second one, third one, and this one seems to have a problem because this test generator. Yeah, I've been fiddling around with some other plugins, like one plugin that I'm actually writing and plan on distributing. So now my generators are a bit messed up, but that's okay. Nice. This looks fantastic. Very, very splendid. Now we shall copy it. Oh. Let's also duplicate this. So we have it on the other wall as well. And let's call it color scheme. And then this one can go back over here. And now we copy it over from this side. Let's get rid of this. Copy and paste. Okay. So now let's start with going down. And as we can see, now it triggers. And there's one thing that we need to change about these. Because currently they will stay on as soon as they are triggered for 0.25 seconds. And if we want to have it so it can scale up with the time, it needs to reset automatically by itself and not after a given time. So therefore, we'll change it a little bit by introducing a blocker in front of it. And then this one goes over here and we get rid of the old ones, as well as those. Put new branches in. Oops, that is not orange, but yellow. Now the thing is, what we gained is now it's just on and then instantly off again, instead of having it on for 0.2 seconds, which will allow us to speed it up. Music gone, or is it? It's just very silent. Alright. And last one. Looking fine and dandy. Bit more. Yes, okay, it triggers, but it doesn't have enough power, and if we give it enough power, it should reset. Wonderful. Now the only thing is, we have these updates automatically, and the question is if we want to have something like this for the update as well or not, because I think we can scrap it. We might be able to. I guess it's something we just need to figure out. Okay. Let's get the timer that spawns the new piece actually over here, so it's a bit closer. And let's select the one in the middle. Okay, so now it lights up, and as soon... oh, there. It just happened. Perfect. And we can obviously increase all the timers by a good amount. Nice, and now it automatically moves down. So next up, yay! Always great when it all comes together, right? You work on a new part and you put it together and it's working. Way more fun than if it's not working. Let's have the inputs just over here for the moment. So one for the right and the other for the left. And I already screwed it up. It first goes into the blocker. And then it should be on here. And if this one comes together with the input, it will choose one of those. Okay, so dos, tres. Like this. One is triggering left. One is triggering right. And it should be enough power. Ooh, and we also want to do something on top of that. So we actually need to have those in between. So I'll put it over here. Hopefully they will fix this bug next update or something. Otherwise, I guess I'll just approach them or something. Hey guys, there's this bug and it's this code line you need to fix. Please do so on the next update, or I might go insane. Jokes on them, I'm already insane. Over here. Serdium, hello, good evening to you. Hope your day was very splendid. And you seem to have quite a project going on yourself, right? You posted quite a lot of circuits in Electricity last few days. So this one goes to here and then back from over there, and this will all make sense in just a second. Have a second line coming back. Same thing over here. So maybe, just maybe, things will work out. And even if they aren't, they will eventually. Get some power. And boost those up. Okay, so let's see. Actually spawn a piece, please. And then we press right. And it... Oh, it actually moved. Is this your own server or someone else? It's my own server. It's actually just hosted on my local machine, so the lag will be minimum, and I also don't need to pay any server costs, which is nice. In the future I plan on hosting a server, I guess, but I will need to figure out like what provider I want and what hardware I would like for the server to have, because then maybe I could overclock some of the circuits even more than over here, because well, my hardware is quite limited. But that's something for the future. Okay, and maybe we'll... I don't want to press this button every time. I guess we'll just create a secondary button over here. See how lazy I am. I don't even want to run to this button anymore. But I feel like laziness is the name of the game for programmers and people alike. So a bit like this, and run the cable over. And it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Well, that's a bummer. Okay, and then left, down and left. Left again, down and left. Okay. Right, down and right. Down and left. Ha ha ha! It's working! Isn't that wonderful? You are a man. I might be genuinely at some times, but that's a-okay. And also thanks for checking in, Tom Gunn. Hope your day was very wonderful. So we have this set up. We have left and right going, and the updates in between. We might tweak some things about it, but for the time being, I think it's quite okay. Now, next question would be, how shall we do the ground check? And I think it's these cables, because what they are doing is where are you coming from? Okay, over here, which is this one. No, I'm certainly not confused myself about all of these. Oh, I didn't know the timer can use less than 1 second clock. Yeah, what's this minimum? That is That's something I figured out way later than I would have liked to. But the lowest amount you can set it to is 0.25 seconds. Which makes it so convenient because you just have like a button you can press over and over again. It's very neat. Is this stream going to be uploaded? I want to watch it in full later. Yes, the streams will automatically be uploaded on YouTube afterwards. So unless there's a reason for me to take it down, it should still be up there for you to watch later. Anyhow, thanks for checking in, Imperator's Morser. Not sure where we need to go, but I hope it will be a splendid occasion. And thanks for watching the video even later. So, of course, in my mind, I think oh yeah, okay, now I figured out. Okay, yeah. Things are coming together. Okay. Basically, we need to check if we are hitting something on the ground or if we are not. And to do this, we want to check between the two memories. For example, if this yellow piece is falling down, it should check the one underneath, right? But given that our static memory isn't set up yet, we only have the falling piece. And well, the falling piece can only go so far, which will be the lowest row. So that's what these are for. And we'll have just a layer behind here to keep things as organized as they can be. Not claiming that it will look pretty, but it will look somewhere in between. As pretty as it can. And then the design, it'll probably just snatch from here. Of course, at some point we want to check if for the collision detection, if something's underneath, if something is to the right, if something is to the left. And then the question is what the other parts in here are for. So this one, wait. Yeah, the first one is just a power booster. We can most likely get rid of that one by just increasing the power coming from over here. That will reduce some components. And then these are for the collision detection. And what is this blue line? I have no clue what that was. Blue always meant update. Okay, it seems to be something about resetting, but as we redid resetting, we shouldn't bother about it. Leaving us with way less pieces than before. Another improvement. Perfect. So we will... Do we only have the splitter then? Probably. So basically we have a splitter with 3 outputs, and one is checking left, one is checking down, and one is checking right. It's nice. I mean that we can use 4 Hz pulse generator if we turn off power off time. After we achieve it, will it make the signal smaller? Let me grasp what you are asking. Yes, in a way. We can use this small timer as a pulse generator pretty easily. So we would have the timer and we would just set up, I guess, the most basic clock setup that you usually do, which goes something along these lines. And we need some power. I need to cross attach these two. So, how it works, let's increase the power and the timing to 4 seconds. The timer gets powered if we press it, and then it will block this blocker. So no power is coming through this up part. And at some point, the timer obviously runs out. So then the top part is powered again. Our timer ran out, this is powered, and this is the toggle on for the timer. So right after it turned off, it will turn on again. And then we can use two different kinds of pulses. One is basically just a small update, and the other one is a long one. So we see this one is always on when the timer's on, and this one is just kind of a fresh update. And as you mentioned, we can decrease the time as low as... Why is it much? Oh, I'm in caps lock. There you go. That is your technically, as you mentioned, 4 Hertz clock, but with how the updates work, I would reckon it's more around 3 Hertz, which we can actually measure if we wanted to. So we could make a bench test. Just like this. Set this one to 100. And then this increase over here. And then I'll need an actual clock just to verify. So, and start. Well, that was a bit underwhelming, wasn't it? Okay, let's start. There you go. So if we let it run for a minute or so, it should give us a quite accurate result on how fast this is actually ticking. But as I mentioned before, the only downside... Oh, I need to increase this, otherwise it won't work. Okay, just in time. As I said, this clock can't be overclocked, because it will always try to wait the 0.2 seconds. And if we want to achieve even faster speeds, then it's not possible. Unless we do the cool trick where we just reset the whole timer altogether, but then we can also get rid of the timer. It wouldn't fulfill any purpose. We just passed this minute, So that, oh no, I hit the wrong button on my keyboard. Back again. Okay, so that is 260 divided by around about, say, 62 seconds, which is actually 4.2. So there is, it seems to be close to 4 hertz. So yeah, you are pretty spot on. Well, I guess that was a nice little excursus. Let's get back to the matter at hand, shall we? We were talking about collision. And so we want to connect this over here. And then have one for ground. Which usually for the ground check, we would look, okay, so say this one is lit up. Then we would check the one underneath, and if this one is lit up and a falling piece is here, then we know, okay, you can't fall any further down. But for the last row, there's obviously nothing underneath, and it will always be ground because it's the last row. So the check is even simpler because we can just get rid of this. You got a new sub. Well, thank you, Slain Fish. Hello, hello, and welcome to the gang. Thanks for subscribing and coming by. Hope your day was very wonderful. Splendid. Yes, splendid indeed. I feel like I should definitely get a shortcut or something for the stream to just overlay a big splendid. Will it be useful? No. Will it be funny? Marginally. It will be funny to me. Okay. So. And then we do the same for the rest. Only problem is we cannot copy and paste it because my because my electricity copy and paste will always take everything and not only a wall. Certainly something on the to-do list for me to make, like, add as a feature. But so it was already a lot of months ago. So for now, let's actually set it over here and then we copy it over. So just some splitters and then and switches, which will just be 2 for the beginning. Alright, I think I just should do them at 3 and then we can take them away afterwards if we need to. So again, for each direction one, and let me actually just copy this from this corner and paste it over here. Yeah. This isn't pretty, is it? My OCD tells me this is not pretty, in fact. So I guess we'll make it pretty, shall we? It's time for the editor. So let's head over to the editor and let's read the new one in. Read and build. There we have the circuit we just did. And it's looking very ugly. So let's fix that. fix that. And while we are at it, not even intended the pun, but I'll take it either way. Okay, so let's wire it up. Okay, it's not working because I have not set the right reference. Okay. So that wire goes here, that is for going down, then we have one for going right and one for going left. Okay, perfect. Let's straighten them and actually move them a bit over here. So instead of doing this all over again, we just are lazy, super duper lazy, and copy this over. So, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3. And then we need some OR switches. So 1 and 2 OR switches, 3 OR switches. I'm turning slowly into count. That reminds me, I absolutely forgot to include a meme about that dude in the calculator video. I pasted a clip link for you saying Splendid in chat, but it didn't show up for you. Apparently it did not. Thank you very much still for the effort. Maybe I have the wrong... No. I thought maybe if I look on chat from another browser, but still it's not working. I'm sure we'll figure the link out. And hello, Finbinlay. Hope your day was very wonderful. Thanks for checking in. And then we connect those. Connect these. It's a bit like real life, isn't it? It's all about the connections you have. Let's make it look pretty again. And right. Okay. Back to Rust. So let's get rid of this one. And here we have the... Nah, it's fine. Are they okay? Yeah, they are just a bit to the wall. That's okay though. Still looks very pretty. Okay. We have this, and we take this corner and copy it over. Try turning off only best messages. It's probably because of that. Yeah, that might very well be. Let's check top messages. Oh, okay. Maybe it's this feature. Yeah, all messages are visible. Try once again, and then we shall see. So get rid of those. And then this corner right around here, copy it in, and then connect them up to this one. And we most likely need to increase the power of those, because 2 certainly isn't making the cut, and potentially it will be quite a lot of power that we need. But I'm not sure if that's something I want to calculate or if I just send a bajillion power through it. Because that's the lazy way of doing it. So I guess for now we'll just say 250 power or something. And then we need to increase the power it actually gets from over here to something even greater. Say 350. And yes, there's more than enough power coming in. Okay, so for debugging, let's actually turn the clock off. And let's put this one down in the lowest row. Okay, so now we can see this one is lighting up, the corresponding one, and through over here we see it's coming through. And I kind of did an oopsie, right? Of course, remember beforehand where I told you, yeah, the lowest row doesn't need this end. Well, now we have it anyways. But yeah, we'll just get rid of it. Das ist einfach nur krank, in my opinion. That's crazy in your opinion, yeah. It certainly is. Thanks for coming by. Schön, dass du da bist. Lots of people, some old and some new. So, and now what we should see is that our collision detection for the ground is actually on. And we can use this one now to say we should spawn a new piece. Later on we want to write the falling piece into the static memory at this point, but as we don't have the static memory in the moment, this will have to make do. So once over, and here. Okay, so I just deleted my messages with the link. I know. So it took it away regardless of the setting. Well, that's too bad. I'm sure we can figure it out at some point, but I'm not sure how to do it now. I think the idea from you with the live chat certainly was good, but apparently it wasn't the thing. So, yeah. Lass mich raten, du machst sowas auch beruflich. Let me guess, you're also doing something like this professionally? Yes. Yes, I do something like this professionally. Otherwise, yeah, you would need to have a lot of interest to get into these things without doing it on a professional basis, I feel like. So now we want to take this one in consideration over here. And how are we gonna do this? What we want is to have the collision detection afterwards. And then we'll have it branching off to two different parts. So meaning If it's no, it just does the thing that it does currently. And if it is at the bottom, there should be something else triggered. So in order to do this, we want to take this input actually and have two conditional outcomes. So we do this very simply. By having two branches and a blocker and an AND gate. So I can quickly demonstrate how this works. So we have this setup and this. Now I just need to get some power from somewhere. One power and two power makes a lot of power. Mann, warum ist jeder so talentiert? Why is everybody so talented? Well, I'm sure you have a talent of yourself. Right? Everybody has their own way of being talented. So. The right one shall like symbolize the signal from over here. And then the left one will be the condition. And all this is now doing is when the signal comes, it goes to this output if there's no collision detected. And say we have a collision detected, it shouldn't go to where it was before, but rather to a different part of the circuit. So that's why we use this kind of setup. Okay, so this was where it went beforehand, meaning we can keep the connections that are existing, put it here. And once again, change the color because there's a bug. And then this one would trigger if otherwise. And all it should do in the moment is create a new falling piece. We don't have an algorithm for doing this, but rather we just do it with this switch at the moment. So let's have this and here, then connect it all the way to this connection. And then afterwards, it actually doesn't do anything more. It's just that. So we don't need to introduce a new clock. And it just goes back to where it was before. So we can actually just tell it to have this very same outcome. That reminds me, I should just add a switch for us to easily turn on and off the clock. So maybe something like this. And on top we also need one to activate it, right? So does this work? Hopefully it does. So, something about this doesn't look right. When you try to do something smooth, but it isn't working out well. That's too bad. Then we shall just do a more complicated solution. And make it manually startable. Okay, so now we have a switch that lets us turn off and on the clock, and just a timer to manually start it. Okay. This looks a bit better. Great. So let's set the time, the update time, to something very slow so we can actually see what's happening. Oh, and that's problem. It's not falling down. Obviously it's not falling down because we haven't connected this part, which we should connect. So, and give it enough power. Let's see. Your character is pretty interesting. Well, hello Lettuce, the one and only Lettuce. I hope you had a great day. Yes, my character is indeed quite interesting. I just don't want to be on camera, and I think this is more interesting than not having anything, right? So let's start it. Then say slow. Okay, so this is slowly counting up. Now we have the want to put it down. We should see, yeah, okay, well, if I don't connect it, I won't see anything, will I? So this one should be over here. Okay, that was literally just in time. Same problem once again. This one needs to be a bit larger. And also it didn't go through. It works! Well, part of it is. Especially given that I already had a somewhat working version, but then I kind of lost the newest one. So now we are redoing it and giving it a makeover, hopefully using a lot less components so we can scale it up even more. That's the plan anyhow. Okay. So I don't know. The delay between when I send the message and when you get them is because the stream will affect. I mean, the stream doesn't have a delay, so I'm not entirely sure where it's coming from. Might be just something from Streamlabs itself. Okay. I wanted to check something. Thing that I want to check, if this power supply is enough or not. And we probably need to change a few things. So this is 15. Oh no. This one is 2. This one is 15. Yeah. Okay. So now we have 9 coming out, and we certainly need to increase this one because that's the reason why it's not working. So that's 1, 2, 3. Let's set it to 6 then. Now it gets 3. Now this one is here, and it sets the next one in line. That's good. That's what we want. Okay. Let's reword the change. Let's set the speed to normal. And somewhere the clock choked on itself. Okay, so we're in the lowest bracket and the new tile is spawning. Haha. So blended. Okay, well, I spoke too soon. I did speak too soon. Of course, it's almost working apparently. My stream has 50-second delay. Okay. I shall figure out if that is something I can change or if it's just let me actually go into the video editor customization. Is there something? Okay, so I have the option to do the slow mode, but it's disabled, which should mean it's live, but I don't know. Do you prefer if the stream messages are in German? I prefer them to be in English. If they are in German, I will read them regardless, obviously, but my answer most likely will be in English. So just everybody, you know, if I read a German message, I will try to translate it so everybody gets along what the person said, and then I will answer in English so nobody is left out. But if people prefer to write in German, that's fine by me, because I know that like back in my roleplay days, I certainly have a lot of connection and very dear people that are still checking in here and there. Okay, so apparently this was still not enough power. So let's set it up, put it to actually slow speed. I think slow mode is for chat. Ooh, I see. That could be. Okay, so a new update coming in. Spot, and it's 3. No, but okay, so this is. I am confusion. Huh. Okay, and then that's where it fails. Okay, so I guess we'll just increase this one, say 5, and have this one even higher, and then it should all be working. At least in my head, that is. Okay, so falling down, we hit the bottom, we spawn a new piece, the new piece is falling down, and the clock continues. Rinse and repeat, and we can still press left and right. Nice, 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 nice. How did you count that? Oh, the stream delay. Good question. I guess it's, yeah, because he doesn't know when the original footage is dropping. I just counted until my message was displayed. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Okay, so now we have the ground detection. I guess we could either work on the detection left and right and scale this part up, but I feel like more getting the last essential piece of this construction going, which will be the static memory. Now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't look like the best thing to figure out, but I'm sure we will make do. It's probably a lot of things that we can just get rid of, because they are way too inefficient. Okay, how was the file called where I just had the trimmed down version? Something with Tetris in the name. Let's try paste. Tetris component temp. This should be the one that we set up yesterday. Fantastic. We already reworked this part. We did this just now. Just haven't turned it to full scale yet. That's a-okay. And then we'll work on the last one. Memory first, probably. Yeah, that's what I thought, because then we have a more functional version, I guess, if that makes sense. So we want to try the same thing as yesterday, where we look at it, go back and forth, which components are actually needed and which we can get rid of, and then afterwards we'll probably make it pretty. So, and then was this one we had over here, then we had one like this, and that was connected over here. And this is part of the update state, which step or like phase, which in here is blue, but now we have it in purple, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, update is purple indeed. So this one over here, and it goes into the set. You can code stuff in Rust with switches and electronics. Yes, you can certainly do. It just depends on the context you put the switches in, right? A switch can only do so much with the things you put up around it. And also, hello, Rustified Console Warriors. Thanks for making it on stream. Thanks for commenting. And I hope your day was very splendid. Okay, obviously we need the power supply and another branch for the update state that we set to 5, which would basically be those. And doesn't really matter where if we have it like this or that. Because we could either connect these like over here in a vertical fashion or horizontal, but I think vertical is probably more fancy looking. Yeah, I guess. Okay, and music is gone again. The reset, we can just get rid of that part again, just as we did yesterday for the other component, as there's a new way to do these things that is way more lightweight. So we just have one more, and reset will be colored in white. So imagine these being white, and we have these are updated into purple, and I mean red is very close to orange anyhow. We can get rid of this one, or can we? No, it was the other one. Already mixing things up, because there are two different ways one of the static memory cells can be set. Either by having something like a falling piece be written to the static memory, or if in the static memory itself rows are falling down. Because one row is cleared, then everything above it should fall down, so it goes from one above to the next one, and we obviously need to support these read and write operations. So this is our set. So those are all of these components, and then we need to figure out what those are all about. This splitter is most likely for the collision detection, so like the other part that is coming to the end branches we just set up. One is for the display. And let's check on what the rest is doing. We need to have one command coming in when we have the signal to go down. So that's our orange piece. And this one would go to the one underneath it and set it up. Good luck. Here's the sub. Well, thank you very much. Welcome to the party. So let's go back. See where all of the connections are leading. So yes, indeed, these are for the collision detection. This one goes right to the front to illuminate the display. These are over here. This one is even on the final version just empty. Interesting. So that's just a component we can get rid of for free. Do you think there will be a third stream on making Tetris? Yeah, I'll probably just continue on streaming. It's something I kind of want to try out for myself. See how much I like it for myself, how viewers like it, if it's something I should continue, you know, how the reception goes, and if I feel comfortable with it. And if I do, it will certainly continue, and if not, it might just stop at some point. But I kind of set my goal to be streaming now for a week, just as a test phase, so there will be more streams coming up like the end of this week, the last remaining days, and then a few more streams next week. That's at least the plan. And hello Glady, good evening to you, thanks for checking in. Hope your day was also very, very splendid. Okay, and then there's one last connection. This one was going over here, and oh, true. And then we need to have another one. These are just checks if the whole row is full. Pretty simple. We just have AND switches combining every single memory cell in one row, and if all of them are lit up, the AND will also light up. Splendid. So it's 1 and a 2 and 3 branches plus the one splitter, I suppose. Can we maybe exchange one for a second splitter? Nah, we'll just do it that way. It said Raleigh, not Glali. I see, so Raleigh, is that how you pronounce it? I hope it is. And sorry for butchering your name. Not intentional. So, one for the display. Collision detection. And we have the other, and those obviously also need power. And hopefully that's all the components components we'll need. How many are there currently? It is okay. I'm sorry. 5, 10, 15 components coming from probably around about 20, I would imagine. 19, so it's at least a few less components. Also, I'm eating dinner. Well, then I'll have a good meal. Bon appetit. Let's make this one as handsome as the other one with the editor. And let's give those things a name, not only temp, but rather call them, this is the collision detection. And this is our active memory. And then create the new one. And now the current reference, load temp and build. This is what we have set up just yet. And this will be the static memory. This stream is already close to 2 hours. Yes, it is. That is true. Not sure how long I'll stream today, but yeah. Time goes by when you do the things you like, doesn't it? And honestly, like, thanks for sticking by so long. Okay, so now make it look good. Put it underneath here. Yeah, and then at the end of the day, it's just a lot of this rinse and repeat for the other projects that I make. Though, for example, the calculator, I did way more inside of the editor because at some point it's just so complex, and in here I can just easily take a bunch of components, disable them so I can test the systems independently, and my whole computer isn't lagging as much because the Rust can't handle all the components. This one can close over here. Somewhere like this. Wait, that's not... Okay, now it is. Okay. Over there, a bit closer. Math, I have done that in Minecraft, but still. But I still need the divider. Oh, I see, yeah. In Minecraft, like, a lot of people have done things, right? And I guess there are very good videos about it. Not sure if you know Mad Bad Wings, the YouTube channel from him. Another very talented guy, and I'll be the first one to admit that I take a lot of inspiration for my projects, also from him. Even though it's a totally different game, but you know, he does pretty much the same content just for Minecraft. Was certainly a good inspiration. I'm pretty sure he has like a series on doing all the arithmetics and stuff. But maybe you already know him. Okay. Starting to look pretty. I have to go. Thanks for the stream. Well, thank you so much for sticking by and all the messages. Hope you have a very good day and see you soon. Me too. I followed him. Yeah, that's good to know. So now, yeah, he has like a series on all the arithmetics. I'm sure you can find something for the Division, and probably also by a lot of other people. It's not like these things are new to Minecraft. It's just that they are a bit new to Rust. Okay. So... something like this. It's such a pain that the splitter has the inputs up top and the outputs underneath, when every single other component is the other way around, so... it would be so much better if they just remade the splitter, but well. You can't have it all, can you? This one would go underneath here. Maybe like this. Ooh, that's... Ooh, I just thought maybe we could put it on the left, but then I realized there's a power line, so we cannot do that. But what if... we have it over here? Would that make sense? I guess it would be okay. Then we have all of this maybe at the same, nope, at the same height as this one. And move this one around. Now it's getting there. So and one last move over here. All right, looking good. Then we shall just connect everything. This one over here. I'm gonna go finish watching the calculator video. Well, that would be a very good idea, I think. Thanks for coming by, Popular Man, and maybe afterwards you come back and watch the live stream. Who knows? But have a good one on the video. So this one is going to the display, so it needs quite a bit of power. This one will be the check if the whole row is on, so it also needs some power. This is just the one going down. Let's increase it a little bit. And then this will be all combined. So maybe something like 60, just to make sure it's enough. Okay. And maybe I'll actually change those to vertical again. Of course, I think it will be easier once we try to expand it. So vertically would mean somewhere around here. And then for the update, if we just have it over here, we can just have it like here. That's a good idea. Nice. And this is also, oh, it's, yeah, we already set it to 5 in the game itself. Can you solve a Rubik's Cube? I once was able to solve a Rubik's Cube, but currently I cannot. How come you're assuming that I could? Am I just this kind of person? I'm probably, but... Organize the walls and then parent everything so it can be easily copy and pasted. This is a static mem cell. You can, oh, that's nice. Have you counted the time it takes you to solve it? Of course, that's something quite important for the people like solving those, right? Or if it's, but like just solving it by itself is already quite an accomplishment, I think. It's the same thing, right? You remember an algorithm and then just go with it, or like go through with it. So and I just realized that we might have forgotten something for the in-between, but we will see. Yeah, my best is 10 seconds. I see that is very solid. I think the only thing I could have accomplished when I was actually beating it, like solving it, was something just under a minute, maybe like 55, 58 seconds or something. But I guess I was using an old, like a slow algorithm to solve it. So That is a 1 and 2 and 3. Still great. Well, thank you. Okay, we shall try these. But I think they should at least be 2 levels, because then we can check for way more functionality that we could otherwise. Something like this. And that's actually the wrong color. Update. Power lines, and now you can see it's quite a lot easier to have these in comparison, because we can do them point to point, and it's not perfectly underneath, but it's good enough. And if we have the other ones, we would need to make something like this of a connection, which is a bit more. But now that I think of it, we can probably also just take all of those and make them vertical as well. By just putting them somewhere around here. Looking good. And then we have some space between, just so we can have all the end switches at the end. And connect these signals. Oh no, that was a stupid idea. Because that's the signal for everything to go down, and we actually are required to do them line-wise. That's my bad, so just revert it. And if the coder of this editor actually would have put in the time, there would be an undo button, but well, undo isn't implemented. Okay, so we have those, and then we just connect them horizontally. That's okay. So, one row. I'm re-entering in like a minute. All right, see you then. And this one. And hopefully, very hopefully, once we have this part up and running, we can kind of test every single function we want to have in Tetris. Like having a full line, making it fall down, and all of those fun parts. Okay, the white ones aren't connected yet. The reset. So, let's do that. Probably doesn't really matter if we put the switches up here or in game. We'll be fine either way, but this way it's at least aligned. which will be nice. How high is this wall? Yes, so we want to have those actually a bit higher. Perfect. And then we just have the supply for every single color. So we need the power, we need the update one and the reset. We have them over here. And one underneath. I'm back. Welcome back. Imagine I would have finished in the 1 minute you were away the whole project and was already done with it. Everybody would be so surprised, but that's not how these things go. So, white. Then the power. And our update line. Okay. How wrong will they turn out? No, that looks all fine and dandy. Joel just came back with the boy of a bowl of water, I see. Speaking of which, I should absolutely take a sip myself. And get some oxygen back in this room. And for everybody watching, maybe you should do the same. Just get yourself a bowl of water. Just like Raleigh. Okay, and then we connect them to the one under. Cheers, yes, exactly, cheers. This one. Okay. Looks pretty solid, and now we need to I guess we just start out with the ends for detecting if the whole row is on. Everyone subscribe, he is a cool dude. Thank you. I like to think myself of as a cool dude, but sometimes I'm not too sure about it. Thanks anyhow. Just wanted to ask why that kind of person who can do almost everything electric only has 3 viewers, and well, you know, it's how the game goes, right? You need to put yourself out and then you do it all over again and again. At some point the almighty algorithm might be graceful for you and you'll take off. But I think especially given the last week and all the things that happened inside of there, I can already be very grateful. Just to be in this Rust community update is so insane. It's still so mind-blowing, honestly. And it already has paid out big time. Like you're kind of mentioning like, oh, I quote unquote only have 327 subscribers, but if you would have looked at my channel a week ago, I was sitting at like half of it, not even. Quite literally, my channel grew by twice its size only in the last 7 days, which is insane to think about. And you know, these things will continue, and if the algorithm has the trust in you at some point, it might go even further. So taking it one step at a time and trying to enjoy every second of it, even though it might not be as easy as just getting the spoils for free, right? Just having the return of investment as soon as possible, but that's not how social media works. So, right around here. But you know, with now that I have the live stream and I have you guys around, I feel like it's already kind of the start of something greater. And like the only one, I'm the only cool dude, is what you're telling me. No, I would assume I'm the only one that kind of does this kind of thing. Also, I haven't greeted you, ASD. Thanks for coming in here. It's unfair. Yes, it is a bit. And John Hagen, hello again. Hope your day was very good. And thanks for coming by. I'm curious how you got all those prefabs though. Is that something you created yourself? Good question. It's actually from Rust itself. That's also part of the reason why I cannot release this editor, because, well, it's using models and textures right from Rust itself. There are ways to get those, and you're probably just one Google search away to find them, but yeah, don't want to put it out there myself. No, the only one on YouTube. Alright, yeah. My day is alright, it's still doing some work, but your Steam was recognized, so I had to check it. Well, thanks for checking in. And I hope your work will turn out fine and it won't be too tedious. Do you have Twitch? I don't have a Twitch. I'm currently, depending on how much I like or dislike the live streaming thing, I might start a Twitch. And then maybe do some other things on there, maybe like some Rust roleplay or so, because that's probably something I would not stream on YouTube. On here, I mostly want to focus on projects that are actually going to be uploaded at some point. So, are these all? No, there's still one very important connection missing, so good that I'm double checking. We still need to have the connection going from up top to the lower ones. And maybe now that I'm thinking of it... Oh no, I did an oopsie. I didn't concentrate, so I wired those. They are wrong. Yeah. And let's do them all over again. Okay. So everyone quitted. Oh yeah, there were a lot of YouTubers that quitted at the start of this year, right? Just boring work, like usual. Can't wait to see this result here though. Yeah, it's, you know, it will take quite a few more streams certainly to get there, but eventually you will see the outcome of it. Oh, Popular Man is back. Finished the video. Good job. Subscribed and like. Thank you very much. That's what it's all about. Thanks for the support. Not quite sure how you got the numbers on screen with the light bolts at the end. Yeah, it's using an encoder. I can show you in a second. Once we are back in Rust. So there's like some logic to convert 4 bits of information into the display. I'll be back. Alright, ASD. See you when you're back. Even you quit it. What kind of content did you make? So I would assume you were on YouTube, right? Sorry for the spam. Yeah, no, that's okay. The stream has a bit of delay, so I would assume it's probably because of that, right? But you just send it double. Don't worry. I'm not sure where the delay is coming from. We didn't notice it, and hopefully that's something I can fix until tomorrow, but I'm not sure, because there would certainly be more need for you guys to have the instant feedback and not wait like 50 seconds is a long time. If it was only like 20 seconds or so, that would be okay, but 50 seconds, that's enough to make like a small meal, or make make division on my calculator 4 times. From that day on, he only counted time in terms of his calculator's calculations. Minecraft and Geometry Dash. Okay. Now I have not a single clue about Geometry Dash. Like I know what game it is, but I played it also maybe on my phone once, but I couldn't tell like what version is, what the changes are. But if they are like still developing it and making new features, I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so I want to have a different color for the full row. Let's think what we don't want to use blue. Yellow or orange, also not white, not this. I guess we'll use turquoise then, because that's a color that isn't in use, and it's something different. The most popular operation was the division. Did it take the most time? Yes. Is 16 bits the general the memory? Yes. That's how many bits, like these memory cells, pretty much the same setup we have over here. Just for the calculator, how many are stored. You could obviously expand it and make it even bigger and yada yada yada, but at some point I kind of needed to cap it, and I thought like 16 bits would be a good increment to stop. Search it up. I will, I guess, after the stream or maybe tomorrow. Was there anything in particular you did for your videos? Like a certain type of content, like say Minecraft Redstone, that would be pretty similar to this one, or was it something totally different altogether? Okay, so that's the check for the full row. Let's see, is there anything else? We will most likely find out once things don't work as they should. Okay, let's write it. So we can get rid of this one because we have it way more beautiful now. Look at this. Ah, so tidy. And we want to copy this, pretty much this, well, this exact spot over to here. So that's this layer, and it should align roughly over here. So let's build it out. Like doors and survival for Minecraft and GD making levels. GD was, what's that kind of an abbreviation? Oh, I don't think I know it. So doors, I would imagine like redstone doors, like the big things where they go 3 by 3, 5 by 5, and so on. I myself never really played a lot of Minecraft, but I think if I would have, I most likely would have gotten really deep into redstone, because it's pretty much the same. Just packaged into another game. These seem to take up a lot more vertical space than ones up front. I mean that's it. It will be okay for now. Don't stress it too much. It's down here. This one should actually have a lot more power. Oh, GD, yeah, okay, makes sense. I see. And making levels, okay, yeah, gotcha. It's quite interesting what you can do in there. Like, even though I never played them, the internet has brought some geometry dash content to me, where they have like crazy levels and just fitting music and everything's on beat. Okay, now we somehow need to connect everything of it up. What's the trigger to actually write it over? Oops. This line. Yeah, that's what I thought beforehand. Remember like a few minutes ago where I was like, oh, I just remembered something we didn't account for in the in-between layer? Yeah, that was this part. Because I mistook it for update, but it's actually not the update phase. This is the command to write from this memory into the static memory. But because it used the same color, I got a bit confused. So we need to accommodate that as well. I got 18 subs. Oh man, that feels bad. Yeah, I know how it is. It can be quieted down. You put so much effort into something and then not a lot of people care about it. So I'm very thankful for you guys, like coming in here, chatting with me and genuinely caring. I'm off. Thanks for the video. Well, thanks Popular Man for stepping in, coming by, watching the video, like and subscribe. Yeah, and we'll have more streams around, so hopefully see you there. And until then, have a very good Thursday. Yeah, so this makes things a bit more complicated, doesn't it? Because we need to have one over here and then one for update line, something like this. So 3 more components, which isn't ideal, but that's just what we need to go through. And we shall give it a new color. Which will be the pink one. So that's something we should write down on the other board. Yeah. So basically, we have the folding piece from the active memory. It gets here, and then if we say, okay, write to static memory, this one will come from here and set the static memory. Great. That should be still working altogether. Let's do this change for the other ones as well. Hi, I'm back. Hello back, I'm Philieve. Probably something like this will make them align very neatly. Okay, pink. So our first test will be if we can write something into the static memory. So this one. Oh, yeah. Right around here. Like I said, I got 18 subs and 18 likes. Yeah, that's... How many videos did you do? Okay, let's give ourselves another timer we can press, which will be write to active memory. So just squeeze it in between here. And have it be pink. I'm in subs. Okay, got it. I made like 20 to 30 videos. That's already quite some dedication, right? So it must have been a lot of time you put into it. Okay, let's this. Okay, let's turn off the clock. Let's spawn a piece. Let's make it fall down once, fall down twice, and fall down 3 times. And let's see what happens if we now write to static memory, turn it on, Okay, something. Oh, okay, yeah, got it. It's this connection is missing. Okay, so we see our piece is in the spot it's on, and we want to write, so this will go away. This goes over here, and now we have written to the first part of the static memory. Afterwards, we would need to update it, and then it should be over here as well. Each of them were 2 hours. Yeah, so like 60 hours in total. That's already quite a lot of time, right? But there are so many factors to make a video successful or not successful, and it's hard, man. Not gonna lie. So that's why I'm very grateful for, you know, every time some videos get pushed and viewed. That's always great. Yeah, we need to connect these ones as well. The only question now that I'm thinking, we don't have to synchronize them with those, because otherwise it will just update everything, like the static and the active memory at the same time, and we actually don't need that. And 5 shorts, yeah, so quite some things. When in Luftu you were starting doing this, and now it's done. Cool. That's a lot of, it is a lot of videos, yeah. Hopefully at some point I'll also have that many videos. Yeah, I mean it's not done yet, but it's getting there. That's what's important. So I need to set up this kind of infrastructure again for the static memory. Yeah, and at some point, I guess once we're done, all of this will be rearranged. Of course, it's getting quite not spacious. What's the different word? Quite tight. We are running out of space. That's what I'm trying to say. So 3 more. And those shall be the update in the 2 phases and the reset, right? Something like this. I stopped because my phone ran out of memory. Well, if you only had this much memory, well then your phone wouldn't get much. It would only have one whole byte of memory. Woo. Yeah. Running out of memory while somebody else creates memory. That's quite the memory for you to save in your mind, isn't it? So. Oh, and I forgot. We have a new color, which is pink, and then we have almost every single color already. Then we might need to come up with new ones. So, this is save to static memory, and then white is just reset. And we can also just have black on there as power. Okay. It was almost out of memory. Oh no. Okay. Good. So. Oops. Okay, and then connect them with these splitters. One is white, roughly around here, and hopefully we don't run out of wire. That wouldn't be too nice, would it? Getting too close. I have a bad feeling about this. So close yet so far. Well, that's a bummer, because that means we might just need to make it a bit ugly. Let's just have it like this. A bit higher. Nice. So that's the reset. Hey, I also speak French. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. It will only end up in embarrassment. But good on you. I think speaking another language certainly is quite something good for you and yourself, right? You can talk with so many more people, and I guess it also teases your brain in a particular way. Okay, so now if we power those and press the update button, hopefully it will update as we would expect it. $6,000 power because we can. Okay, so say half it. I just got bamboozled by my own system. But yeah, okay, yeah. So what we wanted to have this memory cell be copied over here, and before it was off, now it's on because we pushed the update. So it's basically what we wanted. And then if we press this one, oh, it also needs a lot of power. Then, yes, then this one is turned off again because we reset it with the white one. I'm from Morocco. Oh, I see, yeah. That makes sense. Okay, so we can write the static memory, we can update the static memory, and we can wipe it. Now, what's the next logical step? Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to. Even though now this one is on, it will not show up to the display because we haven't set it up in a way, because we will have a lot of OR branches, or like one for each cell. Because the display, it can either be the active piece currently or one that is in the static memory. So we need to take both into consideration. Now, this will be a bit annoying. Come around and then put this one in here, take this one away, put it in here, and just do this 14 more times. Making the pieces alright. Ooh, you mean making the pieces as in the things that we generate, do you? That's probably something we tackle quite a bit later. Because it's not that important. It's something we can easily postpone and all the logic will still be the same. But it will be a very interesting one because you might or might not know that there are a lot of rules you can apply to how you pick the next piece and how you don't. So that will be interesting. And also on the version that I actually lost, there was one showcase for the next piece that would come up. So it's obviously not here because it got lost. So that was a neat thing that I most certainly want to have on this version as well. You would have to make more memory for a bigger screen. Maybe make it now. No, make it. Yeah, that's the thing. Making a bigger stream certainly. Screen is always possible, but I want to have all this functionality tested in this small one, because otherwise we find a bug and then we need to do it on every single one, and now it's only 16 pieces like we do over here, for example, now, that we need to change instead of doing them for every single one. If we have the whole screen already, then it would be like 200 things we would change every time we made a mistake. So, the last 4. And then there will be hopefully something quite exciting, because we will see that this one will be wiped from the active memory where we had it beforehand, and then the static memory will take over. Hopefully. Okay, but we need to connect the static memory. So that is this one that we set apart. Yeah, I made Tetris from scratch. I mean, it's not 100% from scratch, right? I had the prototype beforehand, but yeah, I basically do it once again from the ground up. So, and this one is already exciting because now we see both of them lighting up, meaning it's in the active part and in the static memory. And if we wipe the static memory, so the active memory, we see this one is gone, but because the static memory takes over, it's still there. And it gets even crazier, because now if we spawn a new piece, we can move down and left, for example, and we see this one isn't moving, right? Because it's in the static memory. Imagine, and the static memory is static and not moving. Self-explanatory. Oh, you mean Scratch, the programming language? Ooh. Was that like yeah, that would be an interesting question, right? Would that be in school or for something else? For me, Scratch was also the very first interaction I had with programming. So that is very cool. Okay, so we have the next one. Then we want to write it to static memory. Hopefully that did the trick, and we can see it did. Do an update followed by a wipe. Oh, okay, that's a problem. Okay. In Scratch the problem, yeah, let's go. Now my eyes burn. Yeah, no, I get that. That's true. So the good news is we now have another piece in static memory. The bad news is we wiped the old one. Yeah, I guess we just don't press this one for now, and it will all be fine. I'm sure. Okay, so down, right, and let's have this one trigger the one up here, so we don't need to press them after the another, but it does it automatically. So just have a blocker. I'm sure everyone touched Scratch as their first programming language course of school. Yeah, I mean, I was just grateful that they even had it in school, because my school certainly wasn't so modern, I would say. We were barely having like any computer science classes. Most of those were just, oh, here's the Microsoft Office suite, do something in Word. Yay, very fun. Okay. No, this one got deleted, but why? Ha. Okay, so let's see. Did it do its job? Yes. Okay. And then have this one right. This looks better. Certainly better. Okay. It was just for fun that I made. Ooh, that's even cooler. Like just for fun doing it. Okay, bye. I have to go to sleep. Alright, really. Thank you so much for coming in and being active all along. And also being in here for so many hours now already. Almost closing in on the 3-hour mark. Well, have a very good night's sleep. And maybe I see you tomorrow. Until then. So. Next piece, and we obviously would like to complete a whole row. Now that is interesting. I didn't wipe this one before, so now we have that's an interesting bug, but that's okay. So we write it, and then we just wipe the active memory to not have that error occur again. Then we let this one fall down. And write it to static memory again. And maybe just, yes, let's go. So this one will only have power if the whole row is on, and that's something we see. That's awesome. I would go to sleep in like 10 minutes too. Alright, yeah, I think that's probably also a good point to maybe finish up the stream. because we already have some good parts going, right? It was a very productive 3 hours, if you ask me. Yeah, any like closing questions that weren't answered so far? We started out by doing the clock, which we have, so that things automatically fall down. They go in one by one. So they fall down on their own. And now obviously it won't check for the ground. That's something we haven't implemented because this in-between layer is only for the lowest one yet. But it's working so far, at least only for the ground check. And then we also started with the static memory. So I think next time we tie them a bit more together, that the things that we currently need to press manually will be checked automatically. And then hopefully next time we have falling pieces that automatically are written to the static memory. Then a new piece will fall down and have accurate collision detection for all other pieces left and right. That would be very neat if we get that going. Sounds about right. I guess that will be something for tomorrow. I like 2 streams, I'm sure it will be done in like 2 streams, yeah. Probably not all of it, but if the things that I just mentioned are completed in like 1 to 2 streams, that will be wonderful. Maybe the stream afterwards you'll have even rows that when they are completed are deleted and then everything falls down. Because that will be the next step afterwards. And yeah, afterwards we would check for other features that we need to implement before we scale it up. Awesome. Well then, I would say thank you everyone who was in here for all the chats, for all the views, for all the lurks, and all the good spirits you sent over, the good brain energy, so to say. I'm very pleased how it's coming along, and I hope you don't get lost too much with all of it. Rotating, that's a good point indeed. I'm still not entirely sure how we will handle it, but we will get there. Alright then, have a very splendid Thursday, a leap year Thursday actually, and I shall see you same time tomorrow. Goodbye.